The first documented insurance fraud is 2,400 years old. The first exit scam took a whole fleet with it. And the oldest customer complaint in human history, pressed into clay 3,700 years ago, is about a merchant who took the money and shipped garbage. Tonight we open the ancient files, 3 scams so old they predate the word scam, and so modern you'll recognize every single move. We go backwards in time, from ancient China to the streets of Babylon. Because here's the uncomfortable truth this episode proves: the technology changes. The fraud never does. Number 3. China, 219 BC. Qin Shi Huang has just done the impossible. He has conquered and unified all of China, built the first version of the Great Wall, and declared himself first emperor. He has everything, except one thing: time. He is terrified of dying. And where there is a desperate customer with unlimited budget, there is always a salesman. Enter Su Fu, a court sorcerer with the perfect pitch. Across the eastern sea, he says, there are islands where immortals live, and they hold the elixir of eternal life. He just needs funding for the expedition. The emperor gives him ships, supplies, and, according to the ancient historian Sima Qian, 3,000 young men and women as gifts for the immortals. Su Fu sails east. Years pass. He comes back with nothing, except the world's first recorded upsell. The islands are guarded by giant sea creatures, he explains. He needs archers. A bigger fleet. More money. He gets it all, sails again around 210 BC, and this time, he never comes back. No islands. No elixir. No fleet. That same year, the emperor dies on tour, at 49, poisoned, historians believe, by the mercury pills his own alchemists sold him as immortality medicine. The most powerful man on earth died taking the cure that killed him, still waiting for a refund. A fake product, a vanished founder, investors left holding the bag. If Su Fu feels familiar, wait until you meet the man who invented insurance fraud, 100 years earlier, with an axe in his hand. Number 2. The Mediterranean, 4th century BC. Athens runs on imported grain, and grain runs on maritime loans. A lender funds the cargo, and if the ship sinks, the debt sinks with it. That last clause is the whole scam. A ship captain named Hegestratos takes out loans on a cargo of grain that, according to the case, he never actually loaded. His plan is breathtakingly simple: sail out, sink the empty ship, keep the borrowed money, and let the sea file the paperwork. Insurance fraud, 2,400 years before insurance companies. There's just one problem: to sink a ship, you have to be on it. A few nights into the voyage, passengers catch Hegestratos in the hold, cutting through the hull of his own ship with an axe. Chased across the deck, he jumps overboard and drowns. The sea took the fraudster and spared the evidence. But the scam doesn't die with him. His partner Xenothemis sails on to Athens and coolly claims the cargo anyway, which is why we know any of this. The case ended up in court, argued in a speech attributed to Demosthenes, the most famous orator in Greece. The oldest insurance fraud on record comes with the oldest fraud trial on record. 2,500 years later, we're still writing that speech. And yet, neither of these men is the oldest file in tonight's cabinet. For that, we go back another 1,400 years, to a man whose one-star reviews are now in a museum. Number 1. The city of Ur, Mesopotamia, around 1750 BC, 3,700 years ago. Hammurabi rules Babylon, and his famous law code already includes penalties for merchants who cheat, false weights, false measures, false promises. Which tells you everything, because laws are only written against things people actually do. Meet Ea-nasir, a trader in the Persian Gulf copper business. A customer named Nani sends silver in advance for high-grade copper ingots. What arrives, according to Nani, is junk. And when his messenger goes to complain, Ea-nasir sends him away empty-handed, through enemy territory, not once but twice, with a shrug that echoes across 37 centuries, take it or leave it. Nani is so furious he does something wonderful for history. He has his complaint pressed into a clay tablet, in cuneiform, and delivered. That tablet sits in the British Museum today, the oldest documented customer complaint on Earth. But here is the detail that turns an anecdote into a file. When archaeologists excavated Ea-nasir's house in UR, they found more complaint tablets. From different customers. Same story, paid in advance, got bad copper or nothing at all. He kept them. The world's first documented serial scammer had a drawer full of angry letters from his victims, and he filed them, in his own home, like trophies. Delivery scams, fake product quality, ignored refunds, and a seller who simply stops answering. Every modern online scam, fully operational, 3,700 years before the internet. The only thing missing was the phone. 3 scams. 3,000 years apart. And every mechanism is one you've already seen on this channel. Su Fu was an exit scam with a vanished founder. Hegestratos was insurance fraud with fake assets. Ea-nasir was a delivery scam with prepaid customers and worthless goods. Nothing that Enron, OneCoin, or FTX invented was actually new, they just ran ancient software on modern machines. That's the real lesson of the ancient files: fraud doesn't evolve, because it doesn't need to. It exploits something that never gets patched, our need to believe in the elixir, the cargo, the copper. The technology changes. The human being does not. Here's tonight's question: 3,700 years of the exact same scams, so why do we keep falling for them? Is it greed, hope, or something we'd rather not name? Tell us in the comments. More ancient files are being dusted off right now. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. This is Mega Frauds of History.